stand where you're at, can't go back to where you're from. I think it's time that you head out west, gonna take you out to Oregon. It don't matter where you've been, ain't no matter what you're running from. Whole lot of people just like you gonna make the way to Oregon.
Good evening, welcome to Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record. I am here finally. We've been talking for a couple of years now about getting together, but finally we've got Chemical Rage in the studio. Good to see y'all here.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Be here.
Nice
Yeah,
to have
I've been talking to Carl for I don't know how long.
Quite a while.
Quite a while. And you guys were at the First Look show a couple months back checking things out.
you. Indeed,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, what did you guys all think?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And it's
Yeah.
cool to see you guys here, ready to go at it for the June show.
Yeah, we're excited.
And you've got new music out, new original tunes, and from what I heard, somebody's covering a Tiffany song or something like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
We
right.
told them that. We got big
Don't let
shot
that out.
on
That
the
was a
mic on that one.
secret. That was a secret, darn it. No.
But yeah, go through and introduce yourselves.
I'm Ben Linton with the drums.
Lance Denny, I play guitar.
I'm Eric, I play guitar.
Carl Lamar, sing.
Bass player Chey.
Nice. And so we've got all sorts of ground to cover here. Now, you're actually part of your whole family's musical, if I remember correctly.
Several of my daughters play, yes.
Yeah, and you guys have a long musical history in the Portland area. How did Chemical Rage all come together originally?
Craigslist.
No kidding. There's reliable people on Craigslist.
Yeah,
You guys
kind
must
of.
be the last five.
I ended up putting it together with another guy who's not in the band anymore. The only original member that we started out with in 2013, I believe, is Chey. And then we were looking for a drummer because the guy that we had lived, quite a long ways away. And then we hit up Craigslist and, got a hold of Benny and had him come over, doing a little audition, and got shut down from the neighbors and
3 minutes
before anything could even really go on. But we hit it off pretty good. And then we had a few other guitar players come through. And then we hit, gold. Lance had visited us at the practice house, which is Ben's house, and they grew up together. So he was in and out, here and there, and I wanted him in the band, and then we ended up, Chey ended up getting a hold of Eric, and then we ended up interviewing or auditioning two guitarists. They both showed up at the same time. Alex Houston and Lance Denny.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden, everything's done, and now we're all talking and like, man, that's going to be a hard one to pick. Alex Houston, total blues metal riffing, just solid. And then you got Lance, who the bender, he is solid as could be. And we walked away with that with two guitar players.
Nice.
So we actually had a 6-piece at one time.
So it was like 38 special for a minute. He just
Right.
did it
Yeah, Alex,
Yeah.
Alex was playing keyboards, guitar, and then he did a bunch of talk box stuff. So he did all the like
Very
fluffy
unique
dressing
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
which was
Very
cool.
unique.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
But he was a lot younger than us, and
Yeah.
we figured sooner or later that would catch up, and it did.
Yeah. And he is a really talented
Why are you
musician.
playing with us? You're
Yeah.
20 years younger than us.
Age catches us all.
There's a couple songs we
Yeah.
don't play because of him now because, well, he wrote them, so we don't play it anymore. They were really beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and the cool part is that it got you to where you are right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
still comes to the gigs, so.
Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
friends. We left
Yeah.
on good terms. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's awesome. And you've got fresh music it's either out or coming out, correct?
Out and coming out. We got
Nice.
Beyond the Shadows that just hit in December. iTunes, CD Baby,
All the usual
Spotify,
venues.
everywhere. And it's doing pretty good. We're worldwide through a lot of different podcasts. and we're on radio on the East Coast, and local.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to see local boys doing good out there.
Trying. It's a
Trying.
struggle these days.
Putting in the
Oh,
work.
and it is. It is.
Putting in the work.
Especially, the age groups we're up against, and a lot of younger bands and some really good metal bands out there.
Mm-hmm.
Portland is full of
But-
talent. I love going out and just, supporting our local scene.
Well, and you guys have had the chance to go toe to toe with some national acts that have come through town too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've played with both versions of Queensryche, Jeff Tate's and the band's version,
Yep.
Operation Mindcrime.
and Autograph, and several others.
Lynch Mob.
Lynch
Lynch
Mob.
Mob. Yeah.
Autograph would have been a trip to see those guys.
Yeah. It was a good show.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
It was
was
fun,
fun.
yeah.
They're all really good shows.
We
Steve
did the
Lynch.
Jeff Tate show. I don't remember if you guys were you guys on the acoustic Jeff Tate show?
No, we almost were. It wasn't going to be acoustic at first.
That's what happened to us. Same thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then it turned acoustic.
And they
Within
and-
24 hours.
pulled us
yeah,
off, yeah.
and it got pulled from there. But
No.
we got the Lynch Mob out of that.
Yeah. That's
Out
cool.
of that show. And,
That all worked out.
and now, I mean, it's kind of like we're building bridges, and we got a good show with Boba Flex coming up through.
Stainless.
From Stainless. And gosh, the Roseland's coming up
Northwest
on the
Invitational.
12th. Couple
Always
weeks
love
away.
playing the big stage. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Yeah.
at the
That's gonna be a
Roseland.
good time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a good time.
Can do some real production,
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about influences. Who got you all started from going from the garage to the stage? What kind of propelled you guys to do that?
What you mean, like individual influences or band
Both.
major overall band influence?
Both.
Well, as a drummer, everybody that plays drums usually goes from, if you're playing metal, goes for the Bonham. And I started off with the Bonham, and then Buddy Rich, because I actually got to meet him, just a smoking drummer,
Oh,
who
yeah.
he is, and you take that and catapult it into thrash metal, and then you got your, Gene Hogan from Death Angel, and now playing for Testament, just a monster. And then Joey Jordison, Slipknot, which I love Slipknot, and and just
They're very
catapults
angry.
into so many different flavors of music out there, and I've really been getting deep, diving into the heavier, hard thrash, blast beat type drummers, amazing feat, and just goes from there, and when it comes to the roots, my metal is always going to be starting from the Bonham to the Metallica to the Slipknot.
Cool.
Kind of those
Cool.
wide range right there.
For me, I'd have to say it was obviously all the greats, Van Halen, Jeff Beck, all them. But Randy Rhoads is the one that made me want to start playing guitar.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember wearing out the records, back before we had digital looping and all that, and you had to, and there was not even tapes yet, and you just had to move the needle back and
Yep.
wear a groove into your record, trying to learn that one riff that was really fast that you couldn't slow down or anything. You just had to
Put your finger on the record.
hope that you got it right.
Yep. Yep. How about you?
Ace Frehley from Kiss is
No
the
kidding.
one that got me started.
Nice.
So, yeah. Kiss, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, all the greats.
Did you get the Les Paul with the 3 humbuckers in it?
I've always wanted one, but I run the ESP.
Nice.
EC 1000, so
Nice.
I'm happy with those.
Oh,
with
heck yeah.
EMGs.
EMG's
Nice.
not heavy.
Do you got it shooting out sparks or flames or anything yet?
Not yet.
Sounds like it.
He's working on it though.
Sweet. How about you, Carl? What
You're
keeps you
gonna burn.
going?
Oh wow. I've been influenced by a lot of different artists as far as anything from contemporary, jazz to blues. But once I heard Black Sabbath, it kind of changed my mindset on music, and really got really involved in that aspect. And Judas Priest. First band I was in was a Judas Priest tribute.
Oh, no kidding.
Equinox. Started out that way back in about '79.
They were doing tributes back in '79.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah. And then my favorite is Ozzy, as
Yeah.
far as vocal end. Jeff Tate, great. Love that also. It's hard to just compartmentalize all of that. But over the years, a lot of just the traditional rock and roll kind of you just develop a love for your own style.
Certainly. Well, and there's so many, especially on the metal side, there's so many greats that are getting older or sadly passing on, like Dio, for example.
Yeah.
The Heaven and Hell. That was such a
Epic.
freaking groundbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, brutal.
blew me away.
Oh yeah, and then I was listening recently, and I had heard it years before, but he had done doo-wop, like 50s doo-wop back in the day.
Really.
And
didn't
there's
know that.
actually video. It shows a picture of him back in his kind of bouffant hairdo, leather jacket days, and
Priceless.
he's singing doo-wop soul music, and he's owning it.
Right
I
on.
mean,
Nice.
yeah,
I'm sure that anything Ronnie did, he owned.
Oh, it was, it was just that when you listen to it, it'll blow your mind. But you're like, it just gives you a whole other level of respect, because to be able to go from that low range, because he's sang in a low range with this doo-wop group, to what he was with Sabbath and on his own, it's just mind blowing.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a
Learn
good thing
something new
about
every day.
that's the good thing about metal. You can draw from all the different genres. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I mean, any style of music you can, but especially metal. All you have to do is speed it up a little bit and put some distortion on there, and
Yeah.
And how about you, Chey? Who's your influences? Who's keeping you grooving?
me.
I see you got some humility in the band. That's good.
Hell yeah.
I would say
I showed him everything he knows.
Steve Harris, for sure, from Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah.
Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath. Geddy Lee from Rush, probably. Those would probably be my three big that I just loved.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't know it though, but Chey is one hell of a guitar player too.
Yeah.
Oh cool.
And singer.
And singer. I mean, the guy, he's got a lot of talent out there.
Sure.
Not just on the bass. He does a lot of our kind of starts to build the skeleton on a lot of our songs.
He's one of our main writers.
Putting the framework down.
Yeah.
For y'all. That's awesome. So everybody has a defined role.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We worked
Semi.
well together. Yeah.
Yeah, we play off each other's strong points.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, really looking forward to First Look. It's going to be a good time, a great night for Bad Decisions for sure.
Yeah, come down and make a few with us.
Heck yeah.
Is that the
heck
name
yeah.
of a band? Bad Decisions?
Could be.
Could be.
I like it.
So you guys are going to be doing an in-studio performance today. What's the song
Awesome.
that you guys are lining up?
Break the spell.
Nice.
It's the second song on our CD, Beyond the Shadows.
Yeah.
Cool. And where's that available at again?
Everywhere. Online.
Spotify,
ChemicalRage.com, Spotify, Amazon,
iTunes.
iTunes, CD Baby.
All the digital markets, pretty much.
Yeah.
And from us.
2,500 of them out there.
Get it from us, too.
And yeah, from us.
And yeah, come to a
We
show.
like to deliver, come to a show. We'd rather
Yeah.
hand it to you,
I got
sign
some
it.
download right here.
Nice. Yeah, in fact, come to the First Look show. You can see these guys
Exactly.
up close and personal.
Yes.
Chemical Rage with Lerkk. And I believe the Bar Pilots are going to be on this show as well. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's going to be it's just going to be a triple thread of good times and bad decisions. I'm Rob Wessels. This is Chemical Rage. We are Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record. Thank you, and be good to each other.
Indeed.
Good evening.
Rage on
Don't forget to rage your day.
all day.
All day, every day. Hey, I'm Lance from Chemical Rage, and I'm inviting you to come join us for First Look. We're going to bring it to you.
Rage your day.
All alone, trying to find your purpose, living scared. Your dreams pass by, Wasted years, the time is gone. Can't find it, break the spell. And you will find lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Hell yeah. You cry out, drowning in misery, running scared. You lost your way. Find a world to stay not complicated. Razor slips. Now you're set free. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Break the spell. Hell yeah, yeah. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Break the spell. Break the spell. Hell yeah, yeah. Bring me away out of this grave of silence. Lift this weight right off of me. Can't you hear the screams of vague? Help me, the walking dead is all I say. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Lost, can't find it. Tie straight jacket. Wait, don't lose it, break the spell. Break the spell. Break the spell. Hell yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record. I'm your host, Rob Wessels, and today we are going to talk to a man straight out of Lubbock, Texas. He's going to be the special guest DJ. We have Lerkk in the house. Lerkk, what brings you up from Lubbock, Texas? How did you make it up here to the Great Northwest?
Goat farming.
Nice.
Yeah, I moved up here to work on a goat farm and decided, it wasn't for me, so I'm just living on the coast now, making music, working during the day, just pushing out the music as far as I can.
So did you have experience goat farming down in Texas?
No, being from Texas, obviously, you got to have some kind of cattle experience.
Sure.
See some kind of cow, so
Yeah.
I knew how to deal with bigger animals, but being on an actual goat farm where you're making the cheese and milk and all that, it was a pretty interesting experience.
Labor intensive, I'm
yeah,
sure.
I'd say that was a very interesting way to start my Pacific Northwest debut, you know what I mean?
Nice. So now you're out in Long Beach.
Yeah, Long Beach, Washington, not California.
Right.
Don't get it confused, you know what I mean?
Enjoying that coastal lifestyle.
Oh, definitely. It's nice to wake up, go walk around on the beach, drive up and down it, see the sunset, you know, in Texas. That's something you sort of dream of. So
Sure.
now that I'm here, it's sort of surreal.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And, you know, it's so unusual because, I mean, you don't hear a lot about, I mean, you hear about guitarists and you know, horn players and all kinds of musicians coming out of Texas, but you don't hear about DJs necessarily. So what's the flavor of music that you're bringing to the Northwest? What are you putting together out there?
I don't know how to describe it, just bass, honestly. Be it smooth or something abrasive in your face, just as long as it's shaking the ground. That's probably what I'm going to be dealing with.
Cool. And you said, and you were describing to me a type of EDM that you were kind of working within.
Yeah, there's a lot of different trade names for it right now. Weird bass, left field bass, down tempo, West Coast weird bass. So it doesn't really have a solidified name right now. It's sort of
kind
being,
of on the cutting edge, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's being pioneered, or people who are on the forefront right now, I would say, are like E-Prom, who's from Portland here, Space Jesus, Yeti, Essex, East Ghost. The name, it's pretty eclectic group, but
Wow.
I mean, I enjoy it. Anyone who likes to feel their whole body shaking definitely enjoys it. It's quite an experience to go see a show like that.
Nice. Well, between you and Chemical Rage, this is going to be quite the show.
Yeah, I would definitely say bring earphones. It's going to be loud.
It's going to get wild. And have you had a chance to collaborate with, I know you said you collaborate with some folks online. Have you had a chance to collaborate with some West Coast, Pacific Northwest DJs yet?
Not yet. I'm still sort of getting my roots soaked in here, you know what I mean? I've met some awesome people up here, but I've yet to collaborate with anyone. I'm always open to it, but as long as we have a good stylistic cohesiveness, you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, you know, you're actually being in Long Beach. You're not far away from Crown the Kings, which is a kind of a hip hop rap DJ collective out of Tacoma.
Oh, really?
And those guys would be some people for you to connect with.
See, I've heard of the Blue Scholars, but not them from around that area.
Oh, you dig them. In fact, they just took over a radio station. I'm not sure. I know it's a weekly program, but it might be daily now. They just took over a radio station up there.
Definitely have to
So,
give them a shout if they
yeah,
need
that'd
some
be a
weird
good
bass in
connection.
their life.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. So, what drew you into doing DJ music? Was it something that you'd always kind of had an affinity for, or?
You know, I don't know. It's sort of strange because people my age, I'm 22 currently, so I wanted to DJ because of DJ Hero, the video game. Honestly, you know, I was playing guitar and all that. I loved rock music and all that, but it sort of opened my eyes up to a different kind of performance.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not the same as a band, obviously, different vibe, but it's still got its own feel to it. And I wanted to sort of recreate that in real life. You know, just seeing all the people on TV going crazy, I wanted to do that in real life. It was sort of a dream for me. So it's a little surreal every time I play a show or something that people are dancing to the music that I make. You know what I mean?
That's cool. That's awesome. And so, what's been your favorite moment since you've been doing? How long have you been doing it now?
Well, I've been DJing since I was 16, so about 6 years now. Producing music since I was 15, so 7. And I really just wanted to do it for me. I've always loved music. I didn't know if I wanted to be in a band or if I wanted to just make electronic music or something, but it's a lot easier to produce music whenever it's just you. You know what I mean? You don't have to have people show up for practice. You don't have to butt heads on different ideas or anything. It's literally just letting it flow out of you.
Yeah, just letting it go.
Yeah, and that was something I needed at that time in my life. You know, teenagers, it's either you find something good to stick with or you start going out and getting into trouble and all that. So
Well, and you know, music and the arts, especially in our youth, it's been such a lifesaver out there.
oh, definitely.
I mean, how many people can we point to that are out there today that are famous? You know, that can say that say, you know, music saved my life, or
Yeah,
acting
definitely.
saved my life, or comedy saved my life.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the biggest like Billy Joel.
Oh yeah,
I would list a lot others, but obviously I'm drawing a blank right now.
Well, you got Billy Joel, you've got Ozzy Osbourne, Billy Idol. And that's just going way, way
No,
back.
that's just the Kings right there. you know,
Yeah.
it's a plethora
Yeah.
of people who have been saved for music. You know, it's,
Oh, yeah.
or art in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone, even if it's not music, everyone needs to get themselves into some kind of creative art. You know, that everyone has a creative side to them, even if they don't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
It might be in an unorthodox way where they paint with math or whatever, but everyone's got something in them.
Oh, yeah. And for some people, it's coding. For other people, it's
Yeah.
DJs. For other people, it's art, sketch, painting.
You know,
you know,
well,
what
I mean,
have
I
you.
guess if you look at anything can be an art. You know what I mean? Cooking's an art.
Yep.
Even just talking. You know, I'm not the greatest public speaker or anything, but there's some people out there who can.
My macaroni and cheese from the craft box, it's like art when I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's work of art.
A work of art. Well, we're really excited to be seeing you. This is going to be a good time, and I can't wait for you to get in the mix. Welcome to Portland. Welcome to the Northwest, and so glad you're up here, man.
You know, I'm so happy to be up here.
It's going to be a good time. Good to meet you,
Dang,
man.
I appreciate it.
This is Rob Wessels. This is Lerkk. Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record.
Lord, oh Lord, won't you give me one more day? Got whiskey to drink and I got music to play. Thank you guys.
Make a move and make a stand. Gonna hit the road and run. Might even change your name when you get out to Oregon. Well, get on your feet and let's make a hay in the sun. Enjoy it now 'cause the rain's coming. Gonna be some rain and